a poker guy as well, and I'm going to take it that knows you, that makes you actually somewhat knowledgeable of the whole betting arena as well. There are some theories already developing that whole call. Now I'm not the one saying it, but there are several theories out there that because the money was on a tie game, that phantom call was exactly that, a phantom call. That I'm just throwing out the theory. I just thought I'd give you a chance to say something about it.
Look, it's possible, and I'm actually not involved in poker anymore, but I do like to gamble. But I would say this: it's not impossible. I think it's unlikely, but not impossible.
Well, yeah. And somebody said it's just possible that he's just a horrible ref. He was a horrible ref throughout the whole game, not just the callback of the goal. Oh yeah,
I mean, it was some truly horrendous officiating, and it seemed to be going badly both ways, not just one way. Well, so I don't know about that. I think twice before I started pointing the finger in that regards, but it was just some awful refereeing, and maybe that referee would be better off turning to a life of poker or gambling and giving up refereeing as a pastime because he's just god-awful at it.
Well, actually, this is somebody who you know, and I'm not going to say who it is, but they did mention that the interesting fact was that the faceball call that Findlay got for handball, obviously, and was one of those moments where it looked like we just might score any minute there, and then the whistle came, and then there was the corner kick, and then the whistle almost before the ball had even arrived, and then all the calls they said for the other team, for our opponents, seemed to be just sort of to make it look like he was being fair. A yellow card here, a yellow card there. I'm just throwing that out. I just thought it'd be fun to talk about, but
well, clearly you've been talking to Oliver Stone about his take on the game. I think it was 7 gunmen actually on the grassy knoll. No, I think maybe it's just too much going into that.
Yeah, you're probably right. But what the hell?
It's always possible. I just hope at the end of the day, the United States gets where they should rightfully be, based on it comes full circle and they advance. Because I would certainly hate to see a team like the U.S. have to go home based on essentially a horrible refereeing call. And that also is one of my issues with these with the group stages. So much lies on just so many variables, poor officiating, and it's about time. It's just about time that Sepp Blatter gets his head out of, whatever ladies of the Victoria's Secret football uniform catalog for the women's teams and starts looking at technology for instant replays. Because I think it's about time that we brought instant replay in, especially with goals, being as hard-earned as they are. It's time for FIFA to get into the modern era and start, helping these referees out. The game is so fast, so quick, so powerful. These players have learned to trick the referees so well. They need help, and we should be giving it to them with technology.
Well, shouldn't we at the least, kind of like a lot of Americans expect, because that's what they get out of American football and basketball, they want to know, they want at the very least the ref to say who the foul was on and for what. I mean, that seems like a kind of a reasonable request, doesn't it?
I think it's a very reasonable request, and I'd like to see that instituted. But I would like to see video replay instituted on certain situations.
Yeah.
Any time the ball is in the back of the net and there's a questionable call, I would like to see a replay. The players stopped already at that time, and you can look and replay this very, very quickly and make sure that the right call was given. Right. Second of all, any penalty awards that are given should be an automatic instant replay. You want to make sure that you're not being tricked by a diving player. You want to make sure that, it's a penalty and a red card, or maybe just a penalty and a yellow card, or a penalty and no caution. You want to make sure that you get it right. Look at the NBA. Look how great it is. The last 2 minutes of an NBA game, you can go to instant replay.
Right. For a lot of people,
because it's so important that you get the call right at those critical times.
A lot of people will say that's going to drag the game out. It's going to make it too long. But with the technology we have, it seems to me we can do it in an instant. So I don't
really see how it's going to drag the game out, because most of the times if you watch the telecasts, and by the way, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate John Skipper and all the great guys over at ESPN for a terrific, terrific job in covering the World Cup this year. The way I've been, wishing it would be covered for many, many years, and we can talk about that in a bit.
Sure.
But, you know, one of the things is that automatically you see a replay as soon as the ball's in the back of the net or the call's not given, and most of the time it's before players even restarted. If we can see that replay and come to a conclusion, if the players on the pitch, like today in the Australia match, if Harry Kewell can tap the referee on the shoulder and point to the Jumbotron and say, you made a mistake, you know, surely there's time. Surely there's time.